Week 8 of Lakeshore Prep Sports on Lakeshore PBS. Tonight we get you ready for boys high school basketball. The sectionals are around the corner. We've got a whole lot to talk about, don't we?
Action-packed show this week. I can't wait.
And the feature is, I think, your Lake Station Edison Eagles.
The ones that had to struggle to get a W last night.
Yes.
Yes, they are in front and center stage
It's
tonight.
a good double. Morgan has won a lot of games in a row, right?
Yeah, no
All
doubt.
right. We'll have that coming up next on Lakeshore Prep Sports.
Local programming is made possible by IBEW Local 697, Northwest Indiana's source for electrical professionals. Providing certified, trained, and experienced professionals for residential, commercial, industrial, and solar projects. Become your best at IU Northwest with more than 70 high-quality degree programs, a convenient location, and affordable tuition. Learn how you can join more than 29,000 IU Northwest alumni at iun.edu.
Valparaiso University is a place for you to grow. It's where professors are there to help you find your passions, and it's where you'll make connections that last a lifetime. Learn more at valpo.edu.
Doing as much as you can, as quickly as you can, is important to me. Life is short, and the earlier we get started helping our community, the better off our community will be.
Thing. All right, it is week 8 of Lakeshore Prep Sports on Lakeshore PBS. And right out of the gate, we're talking about 21-1 Hammond Central, who had a huge win over Chesterton, we talked about. Also a tough game against LC, but 13-game winning streak.
Their only loss is to Whitney Young from Illinois. They are undefeated for the state of Indiana.
Yeah, 13 straight wins. That sounds familiar for more than just one team.
Yes, it does. It does.
Yeah.
But one of those got snapped, right?
They're both still at 13 in a row.
Okay, I thought one of them got snapped. Vince Overshawn.
One of the leaders of this team is averaging 69 points per
Wow.
game. That is high flying.
That's a quick release, Vince. That was lightning. Can we go back and take a look at that? He got that off so fast? Huh. That's hard to get to.
You know, he's putting on a clinic right
Oh,
now.
yeah,
Look at all
yeah.
these highlights. My goodness.
All right, Vince.
Big game for Vince Overshawn there. What's dangerous about this team is there's multiple players that can do damage, and you never know who you can key on.
Yeah.
It's LeBron Hill right there hitting the three.
And if you have a player on your team named LeBron, you know
you're good.
Yeah. Obviously, you have something going for you.
There's Damian Dudley there as well.
I think that falls under the intangible column. Why do they have intangibles? Well, they got a guy named LeBron.
Well, exactly.
Okay, I understand that.
But Hammond Central's looked really good so far this year. There's a reason why they're number one in our polls here.
They got LeBron and Jordan Woods.
I'll tell you what, LeBron and Jordan. My goodness, they're loaded.
Well, if I'm Valpo, I don't like I don't like that highlight package there and the intangibles. So let's see,
Exactly.
Valpo 11-12 up against it, taking on Hammond High.
Well, they don't have LeBron, but they do have a Smiley.
There you go.
So that
right?
does help.
Now Valpo's hovering around 500. They're actually one game under at 11-12, and there needs to be a little more expansion of who is going to be the central focus for this team. We know that Mason Jones is an excellent player, but who's going to take up that second spot? Jack Smiley's averaging 15 points a game, but if one of the two of them have an off night, it could be a rough day for Valpo.
There's Mason spinning to the goal. We saw Derek Brooks. Hey, I think we might see something here. Let's take a look. Who's that? Who's that, guys?
Philip Amons.
That last name sounds familiar.
It should.
Yes.
Right?
Okay.
That's Dr. Reed's son.
There you
He's
go.
a defensive guy, so we got some video of him scoring
I
though.
bet you those grades better be as high as they can go.
I'm sure they are. He is an Amons after all.
Yeah.
That was Derek Brooks with the left hand there. Valpo struggling a little bit. They have won 2 of their last 3, but this is a tall order for them this week.
Yeah, it is.
It's also a way that they can build their confidence up. If they could play tough with those guys against Hammond
It
Central,
is.
they'll be in
I
good
think
shape.
that's the way to look at it.
Yeah.
Tommy, what you got here?
Well, what we got here is Hammond Central, and after what I just got through saying, I just had to step on myself. I think Hammond Central wins the game. Valpo's going to give them a good game, but I think Hammond Central is just too tough.
All righty, let's move on. We got a team I don't think we've seen much of this year. Bishop Knoll getting ready to take on 21st Century.
Well, Bishop Knoll won a sectional championship last year, and we'll see if they can carry up on that.
And what class was that sectional in?
That was 2A.
And what class are they in this year?
3A.
Okay.
Huh,
There's a
interesting.
reason you're
Interesting.
asking me these questions.
Interesting.
Knoll so far this year, they're at 12 and 11. Another one of these teams hovering around 500. But there is a lot of talent here. They're averaging 63 points per game, and you can tell they're taking the ball to the hole rather sharply there.
There's Joe Elkins to the goal right there.
And if you recall, nobody really thought that Hammond Knoll was that much of a factor last year going into the tournament, and they surprised everybody by beating Lake Station in the 2A sectional championship. Don't underlook these guys because they could maybe do some damage.
We saw earlier Johnny Alford playing some good defense and distributing the ball. He is a key to this team to make sure that they can put a lot of pressure on their opponents, because that's what this team needs in order to succeed.
Kershawn Walker.
Oh,
yeah!
That's what I'm talking about. Parks
There
with-
you go.
Slamming it home. Wonderful play. That there's a lot of explosive there.
I want to give a shout out. It was quite a few years ago watching Knoll at the Hebron sectional, and a young man stood out like, he's a really good basketball player, but he doesn't have any colleges on him. And that man was Roman Penn, who went to St. John Bosco for an extra year, then went off to college somewhere on the East Coast, I think, and has been back at Drake for about 3 years now, and he has had a tremendous college career.
It just goes to show that sometimes the recruiters might miss one every now and then.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly, because he has had a tremendous career.
Yeah.
All right, Knoll taking on 21st Century.
And I dare to miss a superstar on this basketball squad because, my God, they got three kids that have scored 1,000 points this season. I mean, in their careers. And it just shows how good this basketball team is. As you mentioned, Ben, earlier, only one loss, and it wasn't to a 2-1-9 squad. And they could have one of the best matchups coming up down the road in the sectionals.
Well, this is Gary 21st Century here, and they're actually at 16-5 for the year, but they are a really loaded team with a lot of talent on a lot of their sides. And I think that this team is starting to peak. They've won 3 out of the last 4 games.
And number one there, Terrence Hayes Jr.
And I had my Gary schools mixed up, my bad on that one. But
Tommy,
yeah,
Terrence Hayes Jr.
Yeah, his relation used to play for Gary Wallace.
Yeah, his dad. His
Yeah,
father used to play
exactly.
for Wallace. I knew
Yeah.
you'd remember them because you're old.
What'd you say, son? Well, after I boogered up that mention
The twins,
about,
right?
Yeah,
The
and
twins
get the
at Wallace?
Yeah. It's starting to sink in again.
So, Gary 21st Century, they have won 3 of the last 4. There is a lot of balance here, and they are high scoring. So, Gary 21st Century looking pretty good.
Quentin
to
Floyd,
end the
just
season.
one of their stars. We saw him there. Just want to let everybody know he is uncommitted. He tweeted that out yesterday. So if you're looking for one of those players again, that's going to be. You know who another player was? Did you guys see that? The highlight of the guy that shot that half-court shot for Missouri?
Yeah.
DeAndre Golston, 21st Century Charter.
There you
Again,
go.
alumni there. He went to Kent State, I think, for a while.
Are you trying to avoid your prediction?
No, I like my pick. Here.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I like my pick.
Okay.
70 to 50 could go to the old 2A to 3A thing there. You never know.
Yeah.
We'll
I
have to
got you.
investigate
Yeah,
that.
so
I'm putting you on assignment for that.
That's okay. Let's move on
Let's
now.
move on, shall we? Ileana Christian, 16-5.
They've won 4 out of the last 5 games. More of a defensive-minded team, but they're pretty efficient around the glass.
Big rival of Lake Station, right? Last year in
Yeah,
2A?
big rivalry in Lake Station. Fought in Lake Station. Many people thought they'd play Lake Station last year, but they lost that first round matchup. So I want to see what these guys do in their first game this year. Can they come out looser than they did last season?
Zeke Van Essen there. They got a heck of a baseball team at Illinois Christian, too.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, there are more than one Van Essen on this team. They got two of them. Yeah.
Andy Spolman from downtown. There he is again.
Way to dodge the charge. Nice job.
Well, he knocked a couple guys down, though. Huh?
Well, yeah, you won't go there.
Good.
Mason Post cleaning up the boards there. That's a nice
Was
play.
that did he get an assist on that?
It should be. It was a pass, clearly.
Thought it was.
We've got Luke Van Essen there from the outside, and then you've got Spolman taking it to the hole.
They got
This
good
is
size.
yeah, they're a pretty good team. Really efficient in the lane.
As a matter of fact, the Van Essen family must have one heck of a dinner table because one of them is averaging 17 points per game. That would be Luke. Zeke with 13 points per game. So not bad for either kid.
They're playing one of the most improved teams, if not the most improved team in Northwest Indiana this season. They are taking on Hanover Central, who gave Munster all they could handle last weekend.
You'll watch the video here. Hanover Central
Wow.
is very physically imposing. They are a very large team with a lot of good athletes on it.
That should have been a 4. He was that far behind the line.
And the fact that they gave Munster a run for their money, don't forget what Munster did to Lake Station.
Right.
And yet here they come up against these guys and they gave them a run for their money.
This team has vastly improved from the start of the year. Chase
Yeah.
Kuzma there. You are right though, Ben. They have some good size.
They do. And they share the ball well, and they're athletic. There's springs in their legs, it looks like. They're finishing at the rim, eye level to the rim, and just taking care of business right there in the lane.
They must be in the weight room with the football players
You
too,
never
because
know.
they're Henry Maurer from downtown.
And we got
Oh,
another
yeah.
dunk by Kuzma. Beautiful play.
This was they actually, I think, they led after 1. They trailed by 2 at halftime and really took Munster into the fourth quarter before losing. So that was a very impressive game for Hanover. And who's got the pick?
This one's mine. I'm pretty confident in this one, but I could be proven wrong. This is one of the harder picks of the evening.
Yep.
I have Ileana Christian on the road taking care of Hanover Central. I just think right now Ileana Christian's a little too explosive and playing some pretty tough defense, and it's that class thing again. I think that they could have an advantage there.
I agree. That's a tough pick there. We'll see.
They're trying to make it extra hard for me
Yeah.
these last couple of years.
We give you the tough ones.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right. How about Morgan Township and Lake Station? This is yesterday's ball game.
Oh boy, was this a game.
I'm telling you, if you would have walked in and watched any of the first, say, 3.5 quarters of this game, you would have thought that these young men that were in the green uniforms were going to win the game because they held in there for a long period of time. And yet, you still have this Lake Station team that played the night before, I also have to add.
Really?
Yeah, they played Portage and Lawrence the night before. They came back in the fourth quarter and
won.
won
That was a close
it.
game, too.
And it's Willie Miller with the basket there, and Willie's going to be huge for Lake Station come
That's a
second
rough
season.
schedule back
Very,
to back.
that's what they wanted. They wanted a rough schedule to get them ready for the playoffs. We'll see how it works out.
And it's really tough to play on tired legs against a team like Morgan Township here. They've got Keegan Holder who averages 18 points per game. You've got Jack Wheeler averaging 13. This Morgan Township team is really tough, and they play an efficient brand of basketball.
And that's why both teams should feel good about this game. And I know you hate to have we lost, but we still played well. But both teams have a little something to carry with them going into the tournament. And if you're Lake Station, if you have to play 2 games in one day, you've proven that you can do that.
Going into the tournament. Here's the drive. Nice drive by Hayden Grieger. What class were the Lake Station girls in?
They were in 2A.
What class are the Lake Station boys in?
There he goes again. They're in 3A.
Interesting.
Here's a nice steal.
I hate to go Sergeant Schultz on you, but I know nothing about what you're talking about.
That's Armani Gonzalez with 18 points per game with a nice take
Well,
there.
I think that's a good response. Yeah.
And also Armani, notice as I'm working with you on this one. But in the case of Armani, here's a kid now that will take the big shot. And that's what you got to like about Armani Gonzalez. He will take the big shot if necessary.
Well, he's averaging 18 points per game, but also he's got a teammate also averaging 18 points per game in Willie Miller. These are two dynamic players, and this game came down to the wire.
Yeah, well, we always talk about having more than one player to help you out. And there's a third guy on this team, too, that also will put points in the board. He didn't have a big game last night, but you have three guys that can put the ball in the basket for Lake Station anytime.
It took overtime, but they got the job done against Morgan Township.
Yeah,
by 1
exactly.
point.
And again, don't forget, the night before they played, and they went overtime and still came back and win.
They're young.
That was a great.
Must be nice.
That was good scheduling by Coach Klaus. I like that. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, you want because hadn't Morgan won like some ridiculous number?
13 in a row.
Yeah. See, so their 13-game winning streak ended. That's what I was talking.
Oh,
about.
that's okay, because I was referring to the Munster team. They also have won 13 in a row. And Hammond Central has won 13 in a row. So
And Morgan's 13-game winning streak ended
exactly
last night, and I
Yep.
think overtime that game was, right?
Yes, it was.
Okay, it's time for our feature. Lake Station boys, getting ready for the postseason in 3A. Let's. Tommy was out. Were you out, Tommy, or did somebody go solo?
No, actually, we went out there.
Okay, you were there.
And
okay.
they actually let me in.
All right. Lake Station boys basketball team.
And Coach, first off, I got to ask you, did the Boston Celtics return your phone call? Because it seems to me that every other tough team you can think of is part of your schedule to close out the regular season.
Yeah, it was, it's definitely part of the plan was, we wanted to make sure our schedule was as tough as can be going in the sectional and, getting these guys ready for what we expect come sectional play. And, definitely I don't know if it gets any tougher, and we're excited about it, though.
What do you like about this year's team that maybe you could have used last year?
We're pretty similar to last year, having Travis kind of filling that role with the athleticism he brings and the stuff that he does that, that maybe we didn't have last year with the rebounding. He's rebounding at a really high level. Marion's really picked up his rebounding. So I think it's a little bit of toughness at the defensive end and some length and the ability to, not necessarily score the ball, but make the right play and have that basketball knowledge when we need it.
And we mentioned talking about Willie Miller. Let's face it, heck of a scorer, rebounder, does all the things you need to get done.
Yeah, for the last couple years, he's been our top assist guy, steal guy, rebound guy, scorer, you name it. He led our team in it. And this year it's been nice that he isn't that. We've got a couple other guys that are, right there with him in scoring, right there with him in the steals. But he's really done a nice job for us. He's had a great career here. He's been a starter for us for 4 years, and he's really been fun to watch. And he's the kind of kid that, if the shot's not falling, his confidence level is there that he's going to hit the next one. And if not, he's going to find a way to score, whether it's at the rim or it's in the mid-range. He's got a really complete game, and he continues to prove it every night.
What do you like about this year's team that wasn't quite there last year?
I think we focus on defense better. Like last year, we'll take plays off or we'll get to like a days ago on defense. I think this year we're more locked in on defense, really.
I don't want you to give away too much information here, but what makes this team so special in your eyes?
I think it's really Travis because he's the key piece. He can see the floor, he can block shots, get rebounds, push the ball, dribble. He can do a lot of things for us.
Your thoughts with the playoffs just around the corner, your confidence in this basketball team going into the second season?
I think we can get it done this year. All comes down to execution, playing defense, playing hard, not giving up, staying humble too, because we were playing last year, we'll get up big and just play around lackadaisical. We got to stay in the game and play 4 quarters.
Your thoughts of the season so far this year?
Well, my thoughts on the season this far, I feel like we got to lock in more, improve, because we got these 4 tough games coming, but I'm not worried about nobody. neither is my team. When we on the same page, we're unbeatable.
What is that one thing you have to improve to get on the same page and stay there consistently?
Oh, just cheer each other up, be on the same page. Like, you got to always hail somebody up. You can't always bring them down. Shoot a dumb shot, can't tell them, hey, that's a stupid shot. You got to just keep them up. Like, you got the next one.
You guys have a pretty tough schedule coming up the next couple of weeks. Your thoughts on how tough that schedule is?
I was talking to Bird, and they said they only lost 9 games combined in 4 teams. That's very tough. So we got to lock in this time. It's that time of the season. I'm happy our schedule got tougher. Now sectionals, regionals, we want to make a run.
Your confidence, and you sound like a confident guy, but your confidence on this basketball team.
This our year. Last year, we got a taste of what it felt like, but this year, we all poised. We all want it. And definitely now we could do more with Travis. Travis helped us a lot. Willie, more dominant, more of a bully, in his words. And then you got Armani, who playing the best he's been playing lately. You can't forget about the sharpshooter, AD. Mm-hmm. We all know about AD. And then you got Vince, we glad to have him back. Marco, the hype guy. You got Daryl. When Daryl gets started.
The thing I like about what you did, you wanted to get everybody's name in there. And again, that's leadership for you.
Yeah. We can't always shine on one person. It's a group of us. Like I said, when we all on the same page, ain't nobody stopping us.
Guys, I'm sorry, but I love Marion Turks. He's got a personality on him. He's also the homecoming king, by the way. Congratulations to him on that. But great personality.
All hail the king. There you go.
Exactly. And a type of guy you need in the locker room to get the team loose.
Yes. All right. Girls' season ended, but not before. Lake Central's Lady Indians shocked the world with that upset over South Bend, Washington. Remember, LC's entire team returns next year, so they got to the Final Four, lost to Fishers, though, in the nightcap. All right, how about some prediction records? So what does that mean? 15 and 15?
That means I am 100% for the season. I wake up in the morning and I choose excellence, gentlemen.
I know one of my picks was real bad.
Well, wait a minute. What about the guy
Saturday.
in the middle?
That just means haven't picked enough games.
Very true. I listened to my agent. He said, just make one pick, make it easy, and then shut up.
That's pretty good, 15 out of 15.
They're giving me the lion's share of picks here. I'm doing all right so far.
Yeah, not bad at all.
All right, let's check out the Munster sectional. Right, Hammond Central versus Westside, Maryville and Munster, and Lake Central at East Chicago.
Look what's in the weeds there. We could have a Hammond Central versus Munster game. That'd be a heck of a contest.
You think people would go see that?
I would.
It would be the game of the year.
Morton versus the winner, game 1. So see, I think it's Morton versus the Hammond. I forgot who the other team was winner, but that's why I think it's the potential Munster Hammond matchup. I think it's Saturday night, the championship game. All right, Crown Point. They had a nice win earlier this week. They got Portage, Hobart KV, Valpo, and Lowell. I think Crown Point got the bye in that one. Chesterton versus the winner of game 1. So good draw for Chesterton. LaPorte, South Bend Adams, Michigan City. Michigan City looking for that sectional championship. Could come down to LaPorte and Michigan City. They, I think they just played maybe a week or so ago. That was a great game. All right, 3A. Boone Grove River, Lake Station Griffith, Highland and Knoll, Calumet, Hanover Central. Maybe Hanover the favorite there, huh?
Why is he looking at me when he's saying that? But
I said maybe.
Yeah, you did say that. But yeah, I think Hanover Central versus Lake Station could be fun.
Yeah, I really like
would be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they hung with Munster. Who's hung with Munster in a smaller school?
Not really. Not even close.
21st Century Whiting, Bowman Lighthouse, North Newton, and Ileana Christian. And Andrea in the winner versus game 1. All right, so there's your 2A sectional at Whiting. 2A at Judson, Wheeler North Judson, LaVille Hebron, South Central, and the winner of game 1. and South Bend career winner of game 2. 1A, Couts and Washington Township. Morgan might be the favorite there. Hammond Science and Technology versus winner of game 1. DeMott versus winner of game. We are already out of time. More sectional talk coming up next week on Lakeshore Prep Sports.
Local programming is made possible by IBEW Local 697, Northwest Indiana's source for electrical professionals. Providing certified, trained, and experienced professionals for residential, commercial, industrial, and solar projects. Become your best at IU Northwest. With more than 70 high-quality degree programs, a convenient location, and affordable tuition. Learn how you can join more than 29,000 IU Northwest alumni at iun.edu.
Valparaiso University is a place for you to grow. It's where professors are there to help you find your passions, and it's where you'll make connections that last a lifetime. Learn more at valpo.edu.
Doing as much as you can, as quickly as you can, is important to me. Life is short, and the earlier we get started helping our community, the better off our community will be.